every time I unplug my PC, I have to like my computer, not my fucking. I don't have a PC. Every time I unplug my recording laptop, some shit happens, and I have to recalibrate everything. But here we are. You guys should be hearing me perfectly well. We are here, The Walking Dead, Season 10, Episode 17. Yes, we didn't move on to Season 11 after this. We still have like 30 more episodes of this damn show to watch. I mean, I have to do it. It's a commitment. I've committed to finishing this show. You know? I do it for the content as well, you know, so I have shit to do. But, yeah. You know, 2K is kind of dead, so when 2K comes out next year, hopefully by then I won't have much content to make. I'm also going to start doing some, like, retro album reviews, you know, like some of, like, Travis Scott's early albums. I'm thinking of, like, Eminem and stuff like that. So that's definitely something, so. But yeah, today we have The Walking Dead, and then we have a weekly track roundup. As long as good music drops this year, we'll obviously have content there. So yeah, in the woods, Maggie kills a reanimated Whisper and talks with Judith about Michonne. On the road, Maggie is confronted with the sight of Negan as a free man for the first time since returning. She is stunned, and this is kind of an interesting thing because Maggie returns to the series, but you forget how like much she resented Negan, and that was like the whole reason she left. You almost kind of forget that. It's really interesting, and so that's awkward. Negan assures her that he didn't escape. After staring at him, Maggie walks away without saying a word, leaving Negan worried. He's like, oh shit, she's not going to be used to me being around. Like, he genuinely wants to be a good person now, and he's changed, but she doesn't understand that quite yet. Maggie later learns that the Hilltop Colony, her former home, was destroyed by the Whisperers, and she wasn't really around at the time of this whole attack. At the site of the burned community, Carol reveals to Maggie that she released Negan and that he infiltrated the Whisperers, accompanied them in the Hilltop attack, and killed Alpha. So he did kind of betray them, but at the same time, he got rid of the main threat. Like, it obviously came with some trade-offs. But yeah, Negan should be seen as a hero, is what she's saying to Maggie. Carol then returns to Alexandria while Maggie, Daryl, Kelly, and two of Maggie's people, Cole, played by James Devote, and Elijah, played by Okia Imakwari, head off to find the rest of Maggie's group, the Wardens, at a rendezvous point. So there's all sorts of different groups, you know, in this show, and they just keep fucking introducing them. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but it is what it is. So with nightfall approaching, the group finds shelter in a shipping container. You know, Maggie tells Daryl that her son Herschel, played by Kean Michael Spiller, has been asking her about the man who murdered his father, and she refuses to have him live in Alexandria while Negan is there. She doesn't want him living with the guy that killed his father. That's like really fucked up, and he shouldn't have to be reminded of that, even if he doesn't quite know yet about it. She could honestly leave it from him, but still, that's kind of a fucked up thing to do as a mother. The following morning, Kelly is discovered to have abandoned her post while on watch. The group find her in the woods searching for Connie. I mean, Connie is alive. She is rightfully searching for her. She hasn't been confirmed dead, so yeah. She is alive. We know this. Later, upon arriving at the rendezvous point, they find that the camp has been burned down and is empty. Cole suspects that this was done by the Reapers, a hostile group that destroyed their former home. The group begins searching for any survivors, including Herschel. So, right when we think everything's going to be calm, there's another group, the Reapers, and also whoever Eugene and them are dealing with. So yeah, there's a whole different thing. Soon after, Maggie reunites with three members of her group, but all three are swiftly killed by a lone Reaper using a silenced weapon. Daryl and Maggie engage with the Reaper, but the unknown assailant gets the upper hand. Maggie is caught in a snare trap, and Daryl is tossed into a tree. Yeah, this guy's pretty fucking strong and, like, mountainous, like. Amidst the chaos, Maggie is able to free herself, and Kelly manages to wound the Reaper using Daryl's crossbow. The group surround the attacker, ready to kill him and ready to finish the job there. And Maggie then furiously questions the man about his identity and his group, but he only taunts Maggie by simply saying, "Pope marked you," before committing suicide by detonating a grenade as the others dive for cover. And obviously they're not going to like die from shrapnel because the grenade's in his like body pretty much. He pretty much like put it in his fucking body, and it's like really fucked up. Maybe this is like a whole new thing, a whole new group doing this. Afterward, Daryl and Maggie search the woods for Herschel, who soon reveals himself hiding in a tree and reunites with his mother once he knows that this guy went away, obviously. With nowhere else to go, the group traveled to Alexandria, only to find it under repair since it was trashed by a horde of walkers, led by Beta, after the residents evacuated and took shelter in a nearby hospital. So obviously, like, the whole storyline The whole storyline has been kind of revamped, and they need to like build back their communities, and I guess that's what's going to happen for the rest of the season. I guess the Reapers are going to be a problem. I guess ending the season like in the last episode would have been awkward. Maybe not though. So The Walking Dead's Lauren Cohen of Maggie was great. So The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 17 returns with plenty of compelling questions attached to it, and one has to hope that they get meaningful answers lest these bonus episodes descend into time-wasting filler territory ahead of the Season 11 main event. So, I mean, it's a pretty good episode. Most people will liked it. I mean, 88%, 6.9 out of 10, 16 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It remains murky whether these bonus installments will have a life of their own, but Home Sweet Home gracefully returns Lauren Cohan into the fold, and she's back with the group. The episode is pretty solid. It didn't fully explain where Maggie was, really. 4 out of 5 on comicbook.com. It was able to highlight the humanity of the people surviving the world of the dead. 6 out of 10 on IGN. The episode was a somewhat dull revisiting of Maggie's resentment and anger towards Negan. It's understandable emotion for her to continue to wallow in, sure, but as viewers were years beyond this now in the show and in real life, leaving this attempt to recapture the thread sort of toothless. It's kind of an unnecessary episode. The last episodes of the 10th season would be simply treading water, waiting for the final season to begin. Like, maybe they're just trying to, like, add filler. I don't know. B- on the AV Club. It contained both awkward introductions and interesting aspects for an episode filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic. I guess context is a little important. 3 out of 5 on Den of Geek. Season 10 strong writing continues forward after a solid but unspectacular reintroduction of a fan-favorite character. 3 out of 5 on Vulture. The episode, you have a lot of questions, walking out of this episode. The character development of Maggie and Lauren Cohan's performance as an honorable mention. She's kind of like that honorable mention in the show. I mean, Lauren Cohan gave a performance in the first of the Walking Dead Season 10 bonus episodes that made us glad all over again that she's returned as Maggie. It wasn't just the warmth that radiated from her in scenes with Judith and Kelly either, or even the rage that she brought to Maggie's face-off with the murderous Reaper. It was a subtle way that Cohan hinted at how much her character had changed since she left Hilltop. And there's going to be some really cool character development, I suppose. But I gotta go. I mean, I know this is an abrupt way to end a video, but this episode was barely over 40 minutes in length, so there's not really that much to talk about, and you really only focus on this one group the entire time. It does seem like some filler, though, I will say.